Welcome to the Horror Next Door. We're back with our favorite new horror trailers from September 2021. But first, if you enjoy everything from the world of horror, movies, video games, masks, and memorabilia, please subscribe. Now, on with the trailers.
Shepherd. Eric Black is lost after the mysterious death of his adulterous wife. Running from his past to a new job as a shepherd, he finds himself trapped alone on a majestic, weather-beaten island with an ominous secret. What starts as the perfect, windswept escape becomes a race to save his sanity and his life. I'm not even 100% sure what specifically appeals to me about this movie. I just think that it's the overall setting and atmosphere and just wanting to know more about what he's going through. I mean, obviously you can't tell just from the trailer what is causing these events to happen. There are some super bummer shots of like the sheep, and then he's yelling for his dog, like his dog has gone missing. The woman he encounters when he first gets there, and she's like, "You have no business here." I mean, you kind of wonder, does she or someone else that lives in this place have anything to do with it? It definitely looks like a sort of slow burn, sort of creative, maybe like arty vibe, A24-ish or something. So overall, I'm guessing that it'll be something I like.
I do agree that the one aspect about this trailer that I really like is that the movie has like a real atmosphere to it. I love that. I feel like some horror movies really lose the atmosphere aspect. The movie does seem a little artsy. I hope they are not too artsy with it. This trailer just looks really good. I will say that I was a little thrown off when there's like a random shot of the car smashing down on the rocks. But it does look in a later shot that maybe he's driving the car and something happens. I don't know, maybe the car falls off a cliff or something like that. But it just came out of nowhere in the random quick shots of stuff going down. But this movie looks creepy and like a slow burn type of deal, and I can't wait to see it.
The Spore. The lives of 10 strangers intersect through a terrifying chain of events as a mutating fungus begins to spread through a small town, wiping out everyone that comes into contact with it. There were a couple times that this movie reminded me of things that I saw in The Ruins. It seems like there's, plant and nature related things. I mean, obviously, if it's a spore, it's a fungus, whatever, then it is. But just the way that it's, attaching itself to or taking over people is a really interesting concept. It's been done well and it's been done poorly. But I think that this one looks pretty cool. And some of the body horror type stuff looks really gnarly. I mean, I'm always up for being grossed out in horror movies, so let's do it.
So there's two things that popped in my head when I was watching this trailer. First off, the whole Spore aspect reminded me of the Last of Us video game, because there's parts in that game where there's spores and you can't breathe them in. You got to put on your mask. If you breathe them in, that's how everything's transmitted from plants to people, and people turn into clickers or whatever. But it reminded me of that and just how freaky that is, breathe in something like that and then shit goes down. The other part that reminded me of something was at the very end of the trailer, it looks like the guy's like stuck on the wall or whatever, and he says something. It's like, "Release me" or something.
Please kill me, I think.
Please kill me, something like that. And it reminded me of the scene in the movie Slither where the dude's like all mutated and he's like up on the wall or whatever. But this movie looks like one of those, gross out type of deals. And even though it's gross, I enjoy those type of movies. So I think this movie looks pretty cool and I can't wait to see it. And also I thought it was funny at the end, the woman's voiceover, she says, "We're going to need more than a vaccine to cure this," or something. So, can't wait to see this.
Knocking. A woman leaves a psychiatric ward after a nervous breakdown, only to start hearing mysterious knocking sounds in her apartment. Although for some, a film like this might require a little bit of patience, I love stuff like this that's very cerebral, leaves you wondering if what you're seeing is real or if the person in the film is actually crazy and imagining things or seeing things, or maybe she's being influenced by something. Maybe doesn't have any kind of mental health problems at all. Maybe she's just, I mean, she was in that psychiatric ward. Who knows? Maybe they gave her something. You know, it could be anything. And I definitely want to know more about what's going on and why she's seeing the things she's seeing, especially towards the end of the trailer with some of the fast cuts and everything. There is some gnarly looking crap, and I guess at the beginning of it, just because of how weird it seems, I almost sort of got like a David Lynch feeling, and I freaking love him and everything he touches, so I don't know. I'm just excited to see this movie big time.
I want to start by saying that the Yellow Veil Pictures logo that pops up at the beginning of this, and I've seen it at the beginning of a couple other trailers, is so freaking cool. I love it. It's very Giallo-esque. Bravo. I love it. I feel like this movie looks like one of those movies where, you know, when you finish the movie, you kind of feel like almost like you went a little insane watching it. So not only are all these knocking sounds going on and freaking her out and getting her all pissed off, I guess, but then there's all these other weird things, like whatever that stuff is on the ceiling. I'm assuming it's blood. It could be anything, some kind of gunk that she's wiping off. And then there's like something on her that she's picking at. And then there's some other thing that looks like a brain or something. Like, what is all that stuff about? Is it in her head? Who knows? But this movie looks weird. And I can't wait to see it.
VHS 94. A police SWAT team investigates a mysterious VHS tape and discovers a sinister cult that has pre-recorded material, which uncovers a nightmarish conspiracy. Well, we both very much enjoyed the first two VHS films, although Viral was a huge step down. This trailer does make me want to see another VHS movie. It is all over the place. I mean, obviously it's edited that way with all the quick cuts and stuff like that, but it looks bananas. Because it is an anthology, I know that there's very likely to be at least a couple of stories that I dig. So I really will watch almost any anthology, just because even if I only liked one of the shorts, at least I got something out of it. I'm hoping that this is back on par with the first couple of VHS movies and it can become a new favorite.
So I really dug this trailer. I think it looks really cool. It looks super violent, which is great. The first thing that kind of popped in my head was the significance of the title. Is that just a random year that they picked, or does that have any kind of significance with the story of the movie? Just curious. I really like the VHS style, you know, with all the tracking errors and the old text that used to come up on the VCRs. It's really nostalgic. The other aspect of this trailer that I really liked, that I hope is an aspect in the film and not just, you know, some clever thing they threw in the trailer, was at the end of the trailer, or towards the end of the trailer, it randomly fades into like one of those infomercial things for some kind of, you know, juicer or product or some kind. I hope that something like that is in the movie. It'd be cool if it randomly popped up throughout the movie, not the same infomercial, but just random little things throughout the movie. I think that's really cool and creative, and, you know, makes the VHS look like it's been used a bunch of times and recorded over and stuff. And I don't know, I just like that whole aspect to it. So I hope it's not just a part of the trailer and it's actually in the movie. But this movie looks cool. Can't be as bad as Viral was. Can't wait to see it.
As always, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to leave a comment letting us know what you thought of these trailers. All the trailers we discussed will be linked in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, and don't forget to visit our store and social media pages. Until next time.